So in your opinion, what's the biggest problem in the US today, and how would you resolve it?
I think the biggest problem in the U.S. today that's affecting the most people as far as the future is concerned is climate change. There might be some more pressing issues that are on people's mind right now, but as far as how are we going to create a sustainable place to live for all of the people in the future, I think climate change has to be the most pressing issue. And honestly, I think just getting people aware of it and believing in it. I don't think it is a problem in the mind of people right now as that it is one that is in the far future and not right now. But it's got to be in the minds of people as something that is affecting us right now.
I would say the biggest issue in the U.S. today is probably inflation. How I would solve inflation is... how I would solve inflation, honestly, that's not for me to figure out. I need someone else to figure that out.
What do you think is the problem? What is the cause?
What causes inflation? Well, part of the problem is definitely the fact that we pumped in so much money into the economy during COVID that we can't. We pumped in over half of the money that was in the U.S. economy during COVID, and with that amount of money being pumped into the economy, I think that you kind of like inflation is going to happen.
I think the biggest problem is also inflation. To solve it, the Federal Reserve has to keep doing what they're doing. They have to raise interest rates. It's going to happen, and it sucks, but people are going to have to deal with it because they should have raised it during COVID. They dropped the interest rate to zero, and giving out money during the COVID times when our economy was already decent, and using the Keynesian style of economics and pushing money into the economy when it didn't really have to happen is what propped up the economy too high. So they're gonna have to raise interest rates, and it's gonna struggle for a while just because we jacked up our the value of the dollar. We plummeted it quite a bit, and just printed too much money. So that's what I think the biggest problem is.
I think the biggest problem in the United States today is I also agree with inflation. I'm 21, but everything's going up in price. It's from whenever I became an adult. It's getting really expensive, and I really don't know the way out of it to fix it. But I could say just print more money, but that don't work. But I don't know. Probably just gonna have to raise certain taxes, and in my personal opinion, there's a big drop-off between rich people staying rich and poor people staying poor. So you could tax the rich people, the upper class, a little heavier, and they wouldn't feel it as much. That's all I got.
The biggest issue in the United States today is unity. We are not connected as a nation with one another as citizens of the United States. We're all in these factions and groups. We're pitted at each other's. We're at each other's throats. If we look at history, every empire that has ever fallen has been done. It's fallen because of division between the classes. Every great empire that has ever fallen has fallen because of division between the nation itself. It hasn't because they've been conquered. It hasn't because it's not an external factor. These great nations Rome, you look at Rome. Rome's downfall was internal. That's how it happens every time. We need to love each other. We need to love one another. We need to understand each other. We need to listen to each other. That is how we solve every issue in the United States. There needs to be discourse. We don't need censorship. We need to talk to each other. That's the biggest issue we have, is you're wrong, I'm right, and we're not talking to each other like human beings. That's the biggest issue in the United States right now.
I think the biggest issue in the U.S. today is healthcare and individual rights. I think overall individual rights require more protection, and there needs to be some modification of the U.S. healthcare delivery system.
Where are you guys from?
I'm from Turkey.
Yeah, me too.
Okay. What is the most thing you like about the US and the thing you hate the most?
I think most likes like opportunities, and I would say girls.
Yeah, I can say the girls.
Definitely that. You hate?
Oh, maybe the school prices. Yeah, it's too expensive for us.
Taxes, like everything. Not everything.
The myth of man-made global warming. Joe Biden is the problem, and the deep state.